So I don't know, like, press one if you guys know the tea, like, that's currently going on with my aunt. Please press one, just so I know I'm not talking into the void. Um, okay, so a couple people know your aunt has been inserting herself here for years. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird for sure. So long story short, I met my aunt in person, like from my remembrance when I was 17. And I was living in California at the time. I ended up moving all the way to Oklahoma to live with her. And I did it because my mom lived with her. And I wanted to live with my mom and near my mom. It was impossible for a lot of different reasons. Long story short, we just did not get along at all. My aunt kicked my mom out, and I was on like obviously like I've always stuck up for my mom. So then my aunt kicked me out because I was sticking up for my mom. So I we both ended up living with my grandma. So yeah. But me and her, we were good. So long story short, it's been very on and again, off again, talking, not talking. But I want to say let's just say about 4 years ago, maybe even 5 years ago, maybe even, yeah, I would say about 5 years ago, like everything was fine. Then it was like bouncing to, oh my God, I'm about to move to Oklahoma and we can finally because we were building a good niece and aunt relationship. So we were finally like, hell yeah, like we're gonna be able to like hang out and like see each other, blah blah. So Mama Lynn and Tammy got in a fight 2 months before I got here. And I was like, I'm not gonna get involved. Like, I'm so excited. I get to be around my mom. I'm gonna get to be around my aunt. And I'm like pumped. So I was not involved. My aunt did come over the first day I was here. It was even while Feline was still here. So she met Feline, the whole nine. We all ended up going out to eat the next day, and I was like, okay, so maybe they're gonna like forgive each other and we're just gonna move on. Like sisters argue, like it is what it is, right? Well, that didn't end up happening. Or I didn't end up seeing my aunt again until like Thanksgiving. So it was almost 2 months later. So I went to her house for Thanksgiving. I saw all my family. It was so good. After Thanksgiving, I would message my aunt and I would just be like, how are you feeling? I know you had COVID. Like, how are you doing? She would like respond, but then like stop responding. She would never reach out to me first. Finally, in February of 2024, I sent her a picture of me and her from Thanksgiving, and I was just like, "Love you, miss you," and all she did was heart it, and she never like responded. And I think I took that as a hint. There we are. And I literally said, "Miss you and love you," and she never responded. And that's when I took the hint, and that's what I sent her today. But she's in a fight with my mom. Like she's in an argument with my mom and she's taking it out on me.
Amber nearly slips up here and calls Emily her girlfriend. I'd like to say I'm surprised she would go back to her after everything that went on, but sadly, self-destructive behavior just seems to be a pattern for our girls at this point.
So I have not seen my aunt. I have not talked to my aunt about Emily. None of my family has met Emily. So today, I my mom calls me and she was like, "Do you see what's happening? Do you see what your aunt is doing?" It's- When I found out, my jaw was on the ground. So my aunt's been like doing some weird stuff, trying to reach out to Snowflake and like I don't know, out of literal nowhere. What happened was my aunt literally saw me in distress in my live stream, and my aunt literally sat there and said, "Hmm, how do I make this worse? That's unwell. That's unwell." And I did nothing to this woman. But I messaged her today. Her response was, "Funny how you reach out now, but not for the last 2 years. Goodbye, Amber." I responded and said, "I did reach out. You didn't respond. Since Thanksgiving of 2023, every time we spoke, it was because I messaged you first. Then you stopped responding altogether in February 2024. What was I to do with that? I can take a hint. Of course, I'll reach out to a family member of mine who is bashing me online out of absolutely nowhere after they've seen me in distress. Like, duh." Like, my aunt is unhinged, but I do have to like cut it short just a little bit. Um, because I am busy tonight. But unlike Jordy, I have plans. I have things that I have to do tonight. So I don't know how long I could do this.
Later.
Yeah, I wasn't going to be on here for an hour, but I didn't know I was going to be doing a reaction channel. Your eyes scare me, like, genuinely. Okay.
Use the phone.
I don't think that anything. Take the lies, the manipulation, the victim.
The lies and manipulation, the victim. My aunt doesn't know me.
I hold back so much. You know, I'm human at the end of the day.
I'm human at the end of the day.
My sister
Me too.
and Amber have done me extremely wrong over the last 2 years, and
My sister and Amber have done me extremely wrong in the last 2 years. Where am I? Where am I? Where the fuck am I? Twinkie, pinch me, baby. Pinch me. Is this a dream? A nightmare?
I've seen every single video she's ever put out. I have tried to be a good aunt to Amber.
You never tried to be a good aunt to me, love. You've never tried to be a good aunt to me.
Amber claims she couldn't go to Tammie's wedding because she was too big and her ankle was still healing. However, she hurt her ankle in August. Surely that was enough time to heal.
She's saying she's pissed you didn't go to her wedding because you were too big but went to other places. Yeah, I could not go to her wedding. She's clout chasing, probably. Yeah, I couldn't go to her wedding. And I didn't go to other places. Like, do you know how far away Kentucky is from Oklahoma? Like, I didn't go to other places. I didn't go anywhere. She's mad that I didn't drive, like, 10 plus hours to go to her wedding because I literally couldn't at that time, especially because it was around the time where I hurt my ankle. Do you guys remember that? I was still healing from that. It was a mess.
Amber brings up the fact that Tammie had her wedding on the same day that her mom had a special occasion. She makes it out like Tammie is such a horrible person. But we'll learn the truth of the situation later in the video. Just shows you how Amber loves to lie about the smallest things.
And do you want to know something really crazy? She got married on my mom's soberversary date. My mom's soberversary is November 1st, and it's going to be, this year will be 10 years. My aunt got married on my mom's 7th soberversary date. Who does that? Like, she likes to take people's joy and like turn it into her own. She likes to take people's pain and make it even worse.
Amber was there visiting me before my sister even got there, and we were good. We were really good.
I visited her when I was 17 and everything was good. And then I move in when I'm 18 and then we do nothing. And it's miserable. Like, it was misery upon misery upon misery. They didn't even have enough money to get food or anything. So I went and got food stamps. And I remember I sat there and I was approved for food stamps. And I was like, I'm so glad like I was able to help.
During these 2 years that I haven't talked to my sister, Amber hasn't talked to me. She has.
Crazy. All right. You guys heard what she just said, right? During this whole time? All right, let me prove something to you guys. Lie to someone else. Lie to someone else because it ain't me. Lie to someone else.
Hasn't texted me. She hasn't called me. She
hasn't texted me? Yes, I have. Yes, I have. Oh, I'm done, though. I'm done from any of these. I'm so done. And yes, I just called my aunt. That was very freeing. I'm not gonna lie.
So Tammie tells of a situation where Amber could have potentially put her in a dangerous situation considering the context. And her excuse? She was a 22-year-old child.
I wanted to ask you, and it seems like my chat is pretty interested, if you're interested in chatting about the blackmail.
So, I was in a very marriage for almost 16 years. During the end of my marriage, I started going out with my mother to karaoke. I met a man at a karaoke show. So I opened up to my sister and everything was good. Well, she tells Amber.
Oh.
She said, I wonder what your husband would think if she knew you were doing what you were doing with the karaoke guy.
That made you sick? I didn't try. It was something I mentioned as a 22-year-old child, pretty much.
Jordy brings up the Rarity situation, and Amber is not happy. Wasn't aware Amber could rap.
What do you think what's going on with this cat? I mean, have you seen the stuff about Rarity?
Oh, I'm about to get pissed.
Yeah.
And if that meant doing something risky with Rarity, I think she would.
Cause you're a you probably would. Look at your eyes, especially when you're in your car in the van and doing your stupid little vlogs that I have to watch through Yo-Yo Mama because I don't miss a single thing that he watches, and I have to see you and sit in some weird parking lot eating your all the time because that's the only thing you know how to vlog because you don't do anything with your life but pay attention to every fat girl in the especially Amberlynn Reed because you're obsessed with her. So yeah, that's what you would do because I can see the but I would never.
So in classic Amberlynn Reed fashion, she begins her stream by making superficial comments about "Oh Lordy, it's Jordy," as well as Dr. Lynn making a special appearance.
Genuinely lacks empathy, sympathy. He reminds me, no tea, no shade, of someone that's maybe antisocial personality disorder, maybe a little sociopath type deal. I don't know what it is. There's armchair people calling me a narcissist every day, so I'm gonna throw it out like I see it as well. You can just see it in his eyes. I get it. I'm pale as they come. It looks like I haven't seen the sun in literal years, but it looks like he hasn't seen the sun his whole life. He's gray. Work on it, honey. Maybe get on some vitamin D, go outside a little bit. I feel like I go outside more than you, and that's saying a lot.
In the previous live stream, Amber had made it out like Tammie was this horrible person who had taken the November 1st date and made it all about herself. But Tammie had a few things to say about this. Turns out Amber was lying again, as usual.
So here's the truth behind that. That is my anniversary date with my husband. We got together on November 1st, 2012.
I actually genuinely don't care. I genuinely don't care.
In reality, I shared my special day.
You shared your special day.
So it just shows Amber for Amber to try to make something out of literally nothing. But on top of that, my husband's grandmother's birthday is November 1st.
Oh, it's literally my mom that she's in an argument with. She is taking that out on me. I don't know where, you guys, look me in the eyes, please. I genuinely have no idea where any of this is coming from.
Notice how as soon as a topic is brought up by Tammie that Amber could actually take accountability for, she brings out the waterworks?
Something major that we have kind of been talking about is Amber Lynn's response to the blackmail, and that she said that she was a 20-year-old child, and she mentioned it. She never blackmailed. She never went through with it.
It's genuinely a lot.
Will Amberlynn ever take responsibility for her actions, or will she continue to deflect?
Then she lied and said about food stamps. She never got food stamps living with me.
Yes, I did. I had food stamps living with you, and I had food stamps with Grandma. This is the first time she's actually downright lied about something. Right here.
So are you saying that everything Tammie has said up until now has been the truth then, Amber?
When you reached out to Emily, was that you trying to help her? I'm sure that she'll respond to this as well, and I'm sure she'll have her own side of the story, and
you know it, Jordy.
You know, but there were some things
maybe me and Amber need to get on a live and compare receipts and stories and see how that goes.
Yeah.
Let's do it. Get the on my live, Tammie. Get the on my live. We can do this. Square up. I'm ready for it. I am ready for it.
Sniping. She's already live reacting?
She's already live reacting? Oh, jeez.
She's sniping again?
Amberlynn loves to mock people, especially Jordy. Yet later in another stream, she has the nerve to call Tammie out for supposedly mocking her.
What did I say to her? I said, what you're doing is vile, but you know that already. I will have a call with you on my live stream. I'm confident in my truth and what I have to say. That is all I said. Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I was gonna wear, remember when I said the sympathy bone comment and I was wearing my my Soli costume? Sorry, I'm trying to find my sympathy bone. My sympathy. I'm sorry. Listen, I was gonna wear that because I ain't got my sympathy bone today. I want to start off the boring part because for me it's not boring, but for you guys, you're gonna be like, okay, I'm so bored. Why are you reading this? Okay, so someone messaged me on the good old, what's it called? Instagram. Hey, you said you've been getting a lot of these messages, but I've been thinking about the situation almost nonstop and wanted to chime in. You're 100% right. This situation is insane. Like others have said, I always haven't been on your side, but I've been watching you for 9 years. That's a long time. So I've seen you lie and then admitted it afterwards. And this is clearly not one of those cases. Anyone not taking your side in this is blind. Anyone who believes that this is okay for an aunt to be talking about her niece to a hate-based reaction channel is mentally unwell, as she is. Her story isn't even making sense. And the fact that you can call her out on the lies before she even makes them up is proof that obviously this is a pattern for her. She reminds me of a sworn ex who's trying to talk their ex-partner like it's weird as fuck. Oh wait, they're trying to talk bad about their ex-partner. It's weird as fuck. I feel so bad that this is happening to you, and I can't help but feel like she timed it to line up with the whole Tammie drama. Ew. So I think it's so telling that Tammie couldn't even get on board with the conspiracy that you let Rody out. The fact that Jordy brought it up and your aunt clearly hesitated and started stuttering, like she couldn't even bring herself to accuse you, because even though she was throwing every other accusation in the book at you, she still knew that one was far too fetched. That said a lot to me. I also have BPD and CPTSD, and I have done some wacko, nasty shit in my past because of it, and I would never, ever, ever hurt my animals. People, though, unfortunately, sure. My pets, never. Which, so I understand your position here and how BPD plays into the situation. Crazy how people point out all of the symptoms of your BPD that you have, and then they turn around and deny that you have it. There's absolutely no nuance to these people, and it drives me nuts. I'm sure it does you. But they're all probably 15 years old with an IQ of 75 and an underdeveloped frontal lobe. Sorry for the ball of text on my yapper. So I replied in capital letters. I was like, can I please read this out loud in my next live stream? I will keep your name private and everything private. I just really love everything that you were saying and appreciate it so much. Then she replied, hell yeah, dude, go for it. Hopefully it'll get through some people's thick skulls because I know a lot of them hate you literally just for the fun of it, and it's unfair. Good luck with all that shit. Also, since this is the only time I get to project my thoughts to your followers, I'd like to say something. However, if you want to leave us my last message, that's totally fine. Some people could hear this though. Okay. I fully believe that you are a good person who does bad things. I think many people watching now can look into their hearts and see the same within themselves. It is so important to have nuance when scrutinizing the actions of somebody with a personality disorder. It literally impacts your day-to-day decision making because it impacts your personality. BPD is caused by severe child harm and neglect. Giving somebody with a past like yours a huge platform, displaying your addictions and flaws to the world, then expecting you to act totally, completely normal is unempathetic. Everyone who watches you just to criticize, completely aware of your illness, are ill themselves and needs to take a long, hard look in the mirror, log off the internet, and be a better person. And I was like, you know what? I appreciate this person. Like, genuinely, I do.
Of course you do, Amber. They're encouraging you to continue to use the same excuses and agreeing with everything you're saying.
Oh, are you intoxicated right now? You're slurring your words, eyes rolling, and acting strange. I smoked some Delta, not gonna lie about it. So I want to say when people like were seeing how I was reacting to my aunt, like that's frustrating for me to hear like this is the real Amber Lynn because it's like, bro, what you're seeing is me split. It's called splitting. When you literally turn into someone that you're not. Like you're so hurt by someone, like when you have BPD, you're so fucking hurt by someone that you genuinely you're so overwhelmed with emotion, like you cannot regulate those. So that is what you're witnessing.
That was the real Amberlyn. You just didn't have time to come up with a calculated response and were put on the spot. This is just damage control. All right, Amber, let's square up then. We're ready to hear your truth.
I said square up in my last live stream because I was irate. My blood was boiling. I was heartbroken. I was in the fight of the fight or flight, freeze or fawn. I was actively not able to regulate my emotions. And it's like after I've had some time to breathe, after the triggers have been so extreme, after I have realized like, whoa, my mental health is actually getting bad again because of the situation, I'm deciding to step away from the situation. My aunt literally just tried calling me.
Hello?
Hello? Um, so you're clearly watching my live stream and I said I don't feel like doing this anymore, so why are you calling?
Because you can't run my name and multiple family members in the dirt for decades and think you're just going to walk away that easy. I'm finally done. I'm finally ready. I got the receipts. I got the proof. I'm not afraid of you, Amber, unlike all your other victims. I thought I had seen and heard everything that you've done over these years, but I was so blind. blind
Okay.
by your manipulation. And when I seen half of the videos that I've seen with documented proof of how you treat people, not only in our family, but people in general, you are one vile, disgusting human being, and I want nothing to do with you ever again. So you want to know why I'm listening to your live right now? The reason is just to see what you're going to say next. And sure enough, it didn't take long. All the lies you told me that I caught you on, called you on, you'd apologize and then do it again and again and again and again. So that's just the tip of the iceberg. What do you want to respond to that?
What did I do in the last 2 years to you?
You have a person that has fought to be in your life your whole entire life in one way or the other, no matter if you've seen it or not. And you didn't meet me at 17. You met me when you were 14, when I went to California for the first time after 16 years. Remember you getting the pot of spaghetti out of the refrigerator and using the really huge utensil, taking big scoops out of the pot onto your plate where you're Dad said, I think that's enough, Amber. That's my first memory of you. So then you went on to my mom's house. We all know what happened with that. You got kicked out for what? Being disrespectful. Surprise, right? So then you go on to Casey, and then Crystal, and then Destiny, and then Becky. The whole time, I'm in the background, loving you, supporting you, encouraging you, and then we get up to the current last 2 years. Who is the happiest person in this world for Amber to move to Oklahoma City? It was me, your aunt. Get here, I see you one time. I try to see you, and I'm told I can only see you with your mother. I was hurt over I just found out I can't see you without your mom.
If my niece had set up stipulations for our relationship, I'd be upset and taken aback too. If you really wanted to see your aunt, you would have gone out of your way to do so. That's the reality of it. We make time for the people we truly care about.
November, you reach out to me because you want something, a vape. December, you reach out to me, you want something, a vape. You checked in when I had COVID. You said Merry Christmas. I had COVID. I answered you the very next day. Happy late Christmas. Then nothing in January. And then you send me a picture in February. So you want to know why I'm mad? Because I fought for you for freaking years. And then when you finally get here, I'm left. You want to bring up me and your mom's fight, right? As the reason. No, me and your mom's fight is not the reason we don't talk. You are the reason we don't talk. You are in your 30s. You can use a phone. You can text. You can make arrangements to spend time with your aunt, and you chose not to.
Amber's previous live stream.
When my aunt is out of town for work, she's still glued to her phone. She can still respond to me. You can respond to me when you get home. You can respond to me when you get back to the hotel. You can respond to me when you're peeing. You can respond to me on the car ride home. You can respond to me a week later. It doesn't matter. But you didn't because you chose not to. Because I didn't matter to you.
So, using your own logic, Amber, does that mean that it didn't matter to you? Considering you chose not to reach out?
Any other questions?
Can you not mock me, please?
Amber's previous live stream.
Sniping. She's already live reacting?
She's already live reacting? Oh, jeez.
She's sniping again?
You have all played victim. Anything else you want to talk about?
Regarding like the way I was like when I was a teenager in my 20s, like yeah, the difference now is like I try very hard to take accountability where I can.
Later.
Whose fault is it, Amber? Is it your fault or is it my fault that we haven't seen each other?
Yours.
And let's talk about the most important part of this equation, my sister. You act like you have a great relationship with my sister today, and that's a lie. You talk horribly to my sister. You make her your taxi, your Uber, your this, your that. I hear it all, Amber.
Amber's previous live stream.
Mom, I'm currently live streaming and everyone can hear you, so.
Okay.
Oh,
man. What did you want?
Because she wants to take.
You made her be like that, Amber. You made her feel like she can't tell you no because you keep bringing up the past all the time.
May I finish what I was saying?
Now she owes you everything. So yeah, she's afraid to tell you no.
May I
She didn't want
finish?
to do that.
She tells me no about a lot of things constantly, and I just accept it for what it is. I just say, okay, I call it a day. So that's not true.
That's funny because whenever I tell you no, I got to go on and on for freaking hours and text. I'm a horrible person.
So again, I'm not in my 20s anymore. So
I'm not talking about just your 20s.
How can you sit there and like still hold me to some standard of who I was in my 20s or when we talked more? I've changed even in the last year.
Have you watched your videos, Amber? You are recycle, repeat. Okay. Like there's nothing new about you right now. You are the same person you were yesterday, last week, last month, last year. But at the end of the day, you are who you are. I am who I am. Largely it's because of our family. The difference between me and you is you will always play victim and I will always look to heal. You don't want to talk about things that happened in your 20s, just years ago, right? But yet you think it's okay to talk about every single thing that happened since the day you were born and use this as an excuse to be the person that you are today. You cut me, 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 and then you say, where's their blood? Because people can only get cut so many times. That's why.
I'm fully aware of like what you're saying, but like what did I do in the last?
It's what you didn't do in the last chapter. In the last few months, it's what you didn't do. Besides this that's currently going on, what I have learned about you through your relationships that I've been watching, I don't want you in my life anyway. Even if we could amend this, you're a horrible person in my eyes now. You're vile. You're self-absorbed. You're manipulative. Have a good night, Amber, and a good life. I wish you nothing but the best. I lost. You won. I hope you have a great life.
Genuinely.
Ooh, that's a bingo.